So let's all continue with the unit, that is different ecosystems. So now in the different ecosystems, as you saw on page number 102, the division or the flow chart for the different ecosystems. So in that ecosystem we are going to take an example of mangrove ecosystem. Now what is this mangrove? This is a very fertile area near the seashores. Like this is our sea. If this is our sea, there are some shores, seashore here, and this seashore also is a fertile zone. Seashore place. That place, that is a productive ecosystem on earth. So here, see, so it's a connection between the backwaters and seawater. So that zone, that fertile zone is the area of mangrove. So mangrove means it's a fertile zone or the productive ecosystem found on earth. So because it's very fertile zone, there are so many trees, there are so many plants, there are so many flora, there is so much of fauna. So there are so much of good things present in this mangrove area or mangrove ecosystem. So what is this mangrove? The forests that grow in backwaters of low depth areas of seashore. So low depth area means near the seashore at the lower level. It's a very much fertile zone. So what are the uses or importance? It is the feeding, nourishing or the breeding ground for variety of organisms because there is so much of nutrients available. So there will be plenty of flora, and when there is plenty of flora, there will be plenty of what? Fauna. That means there is so much good fertile nutrients which promote the excess number of or breeding of flora and fauna. So this is mangrove ecosystem. We are taking an example of Koringa. So when you take an example of Koringa, where is this Koringa mangrove situated? Page number 108. Koringa mangrove is situated south of Kakinada Bay and is about 150 kilometers south of Visakhapatnam. Koringa is named after the river Koringi. Koringa mangroves receive fresh water from Koringa, Gaderu rivers, tributaries of Gautami and Godavari river, and salt waters of Kakinada Bay. That means Koringa is getting the combination from the bay. That is, bay means sea. Kakinada Bay. Kakinada Bay and which rivers? Koringa and Gaderu river. See. So bay, that is sea water, and the combination of rivers. So it becomes a fertile zone which forms the breeding ground, and it also protects our endangered species. You know what are endangered species? The organisms or the animals which are at the verge of becoming extinct. So here, because there is lot of nutrients, what happens? It becomes a breeding ground. Let us observe the biotic and abiotic components of Koringa ecosystem. Now in Koringa ecosystem you have to see what are the biotic. Biotic means living. Abiotic, non-living. So in biotic components you have producers, then consumers, then decomposers. Yesterday we talked in detail about producers, consumers and decomposers. So which are the producers? Mangrove, Spirogyra. Spirogyra means it's an algae. Euglena, Oscillatoria, blue-green algae, Eulothrix. See, algae, so much good group of organisms are present where? In the Koringa ecosystem. Consumers, which are the animals? Shrimp, crab, hydra, protozoans, mussel, snails, turtle, daphnia, brittle worm, tube worm, etc. So these are the what? These are the consumers. Then we will go to the decomposers. You know what are decomposers? One organism which depends on the dead, decaying matter. They are called as decomposer. Detritus feeding bacteria. So these are all our biotic factors present where? In the Coringa mangrove ecosystem. So for that, Coringa, remember its location. It extends for how many kilometers? 150 kilometers south of Vishakhapatnam. Abiotic. Abiotic means non-living. Salt, fresh water, air, temperature, sunlight, soil, etc. This forms the abiotic components. So this is the example of which ecosystem? Mangrove. Next ecosystem which we are going to take is which one? The desert ecosystem. Now what is the meaning of desert? Desert meaning is something where there is shortage of water. You have seen Sahara desert. So desert is a place where there is scarcity of water. So when we go to that area, you cannot see what organisms were seen in mangrove, you don't see there. So that means the organisms which are there in one ecosystem may not be there in the other ecosystem, only because of the conditional changes, climatic conditions. The desert occupies 17% of land and occur in the regions with an average rainfall of less than 23 millimeter per year. So what is the temperature? Temperature is very high in desert. What about the rate of rainfall, or the rainfall rate is very less? Species consumption of desert is much varied and typical. They may have adaptation according to the surroundings. Adaptation. What's the meaning of adaptation? Some changes. Like you have seen the ship of the desert. Which is the ship of the desert? Camel. So this camel itself has undergone so many adaptations. It has a hump to store the water. Isn't it? So all these small things. So it is called the ship of the desert. So we are also plants also. Plants, you can see cactus. Cactus is the commonly found plant in desert. Why do you find that? Because see, cactus has so much of water stored. And because there is scarcity of water, plants such as cactus grows in desert areas. The various components of the ecosystem are as follows. Components will be the same. Producers, consumers, decomposers and abiotic components. So which are the producers? In desert zone, shrubs, grasses and some trees. The shrubs have extensive much branched root system with the stems and leaves variously modified into thorns. So now in desert area, plants have thorns. You know thorns. So this is an adaptation which is seen in plants in the desert. Some succulent plants like cactus, succulent, I told the stem is very much fleshy, cactus, succulent, are also found in desert. They store water in their stem to be used during the time of water scarcity. So why the stem becomes succulent in the plants in the desert? Because they store water. Why do they store water? Because of the scarcity of water. When there is scarcity of water, this stem gives them the water. Some lower plants such as lichens, another one producer lichen, xerophyte mosses. Xerophyte mosses means the mosses which can grow in the extreme climate, that is scarcity of water. And blue-green algae are also found in which ecosystem? Desert ecosystem. Consumers. Now we will go to the animals. Compared to grassland and forest, the animals are very few. Very few animals. I told one example, camel. Very few animals we can see in desert because the climatic condition is very, very extreme. High temperature, scarcity of water, low rate of rainfall. Mammals and insects. Reptiles, mammals and insects which are able to live under xeric conditions. Xeric means very extreme conditions only can live there. Mammals are represented by a few species of nocturnal rodents. Some birds are present in the desert. The camel, which is called the ship of desert, feeds slender shoots of the plant and has a large capacity to store water. Where the camel is storing the water? In its stomach. Larger animals are scarce. So if we go to larger animals, very scarce. Desert animals have various morphological and physiological adaptation. Like plants, succulent stem. Like that, these animals also have some adaptations. Like camels store the water in its stomach. What are the reasons for the legs of camels so lengthy and eyelids are so large? So another adaptation. Why the camels have long legs? Can you just think why it has long legs and the eyelids are large? Just imagine, just think. So we will come with the answer in the next class. Thank you.